So we've known now for about a week that Donald Trump ran out of his 60 Minutes interview. But why exactly did he run? Well, now we know. It aired over the weekend. Here, this is a slightly longer video than we normally do, but you need to know the context. So here is the 2 minutes effectively that preceded Donald Trump hightailing it out of there.
You know, this is 60 Minutes. And we can't put on things we can't verify.
You won't put it on because it's bad for Biden.
We can't put on things we can't verify.
Leslie, they spied on my campaign.
Well, we can't verify
It's been totally
that.
verified.
No.
It's been, just go down and get the papers. They spied on my campaign, they got caught.
No.
And then they went much further than that, and they got caught. And you will see that, Leslie, and you know that, but you just don't want to put it on the air.
As a matter of fact, I don't know that.
Okay.
And you're out there.
So why don't you get back to your interview and let's go.
Do you think that your tweets and your name calling are turning people off?
No, I think I wouldn't be here if I didn't have social media.
Well,
but the media is fake. And frankly, if I didn't have social media, I'd have no way of getting out my voice.
Do you know what you told me a long time ago when I asked why you keep saying fake media?
Yeah.
You said to me, I say that because I need to discredit you so that when you say negative things about me, no one will believe you.
I don't have to discredit you.
But that's what you told me.
You've discredited yourself.
You know, I didn't want to have this kind of angry.
Of course you did.
No, I didn't.
Of course you did.
No, I didn't.
Well, then you brought up a lot of subjects that
Well, I said I'm going to ask you tough questions.
They were inappropriately brought up right from the beginning. No, your first question was, this is going to be tough questions.
Why?
You don't ask Joe Biden. I saw your interview with Joe, the interview with Joe Biden.
I never did a Joe Biden interview.
It was a joke. The interview, 60 Minutes. I see Joe Biden giving softball after softball. I've seen all of his interviews. He's never been asked a question that's hard.
Okay, but forget him for a minute.
No, but you start with me.
You're president. And
excuse me, Leslie, you started with me. Your first statement was, are you ready for tough questions?
Are you?
That's no way to talk. It's no way to talk.
Leslie, one second.
At this point, one of our producers interrupted to advise about the time remaining in the interview.
I think we have enough of an interview here, Hope. Okay, that's enough. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go meet for 2 seconds, okay? Thanks. I'll see you in a little while. Thanks.
That's the president. And 2 straight minutes of whining, and then he's out of there. It's 60 minutes. There's like a format, basically. It's not just whatever you want. It's not some minutes or a couple of minutes. It's 60 minutes. But yeah, Francesca, that's what it was in the end that caused that whole big, ridiculous, like 5-day back and forth between 60 Minutes and Donald Trump.
Yeah, I'm surprised he was so ashamed by that, because it was very on brand for everything else he's done. Mm-hmm. And I guess he got upset. I guess to me, watching that, I was like incredibly triggered, like very, very triggered, because if anyone's been in a conversation with a significant other who is just insistent upon gaslighting you when you bring up the most smallest, most basic critique, right? And just a question, just ask him a question. Hey, why did you do that? Why did you do that? And like, you're trying to be serious. And they're like, how mean of you. Why would you say that? Yeah, and you don't treat him like that. I saw the way you were looking at, is it just me? But I'm serious, like you saw in Leslie's face and her voice, right? She's like, I really didn't want to have a negative interview, Mm-hmm. And then just trying to explain to him, like, when he's like, Obama spied on me. And she's like, no, like it's almost like she could add a no honey at the end of that. No, sweetie, like she is trying to speak to him with so much caution and care and tiptoeing around his feelings. But then he's just sort of like, well, you started this interview by saying I'm gonna ask you hard questions. And that was no way to start an interview. And it's like, oh my God, you gaslighting weak sod of a boyfriend. Like that's like really what it feels like. You're supposed to be our president and you're acting just like this horribly like wounded little boy. It's so pathetic. Yeah. It's so pathetic.
Yeah, it's it's Leslie Stahl. He's acting as if it's Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and he just was thrown off the top rope or something. He just looks so wounded, so beaten down. And like the back and forth is pretty much, that's, as you allude to, that's Trump's, he does that. The running out of there early in that particular way, maybe I'm seeing what I want to see. I try to acknowledge when I'm in a bubble and when I might be experiencing confirmation bias. I feel like he's really down. Like I feel like he really does suspect that he's not going to win. I think that he thinks this thing is turning against him. He's hearing, he's seeing that news about people in the White House sort of already pointing fingers about who's responsible for the loss and all that stuff. And nothing's guaranteed, but he wouldn't have run out of there 3 years ago. He wants that back and forth. He would have come back at her even stronger, like denying the truth and everything, because that's what his fans want. They don't want him to just flee the room in a huff. That just doesn't seem like Donald Trump. I mean, regardless, old or new, it's weak. Someone in the comments mentioned it's wrong to call him a beta male. He's an omega male. Yeah, beta males pee on his leg. No, he's just weak and whiny and pathetic. But this is even more so than usual. And I wonder if it is a window into his psychology, about a week and a half out from the election at that point.
Yeah, I mean, this is also, you see, this is a journalist at her wit's end. I mean, she's really trying to keep him in the room, and he's using basically any excuse to feel upset. And you're absolutely right. It's like, if you believe that you're right, then smile and say that you're right. I mean, like even Kim Jong-un probably tells his lies with more of a smile and a chuckle, like there's no one starving in North Korea. Like Duterte is a little bit more confident in his authoritarianism. Then again, these are places that have outlawed or have messed with their democracy so much. And I bet if we saw 4 more years of Trump, and we're gonna get to this, the consolidation of power would be such where he would be smiling because there'd be no more elections. So
yeah,
it's crazy. I am curious if it's just because she's a woman, but I think you're right. It's just he knows it's not going well.
Yeah, I think he always gets more triggered and emotional with women. That's clear. I mean, when Jonathan Swan interview with him earlier this year, the looking at papers interview, that was obvious. That was much tougher. Like Jonathan Swan was asking him tough questions, and Trump sort of went along with it. Like they had their back and forth. There's something about women where he can't take it. Like I don't know exactly what it says about him. It doesn't seem anything positive.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.